Good morning. It's Friday, December 5th, 2025. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice a little bit of Wudang Qigong. We're going to talk a lot about the physical effort and the foundations for the physical part of practice in the martial arts. I have been considering some of the things that I've taught, some of the things that I have learned, how I developed my skills, and what went into, literally, what went into that development. One of the things is the anatomy and physiology. This is what we got. What does the human body do? It does lots of things all by itself. And it does some things that we decide that it's going to do, right? I've decided that my hands aren't going anywhere. So they're not moving. But I can't decide that I'm not going to blink. I will. It will happen. I can work on keeping my eyes open and not blinking. But eventually, within a fairly short period of time, I'm going to blink. It's something that we do to keep the eyes moist. Lots of small things that the human body does are not things that we can directly control. We can affect how they function. If our body is in good condition, then the nervous system functions as it should. Different systems, the cardiovascular system, the digestive system, respiratory system, all function better when the total body condition is better, right? So if we're not feeling well, right? I don't feel so good today. I decided I'm going to go sleep, right? That's our body saying, hey, I need rest. Go sleep. There are all sorts of other things that the body can tell us if we're listening, if we're paying attention. As we begin, I'm going way back to the beginning now. As we begin developing any sort of practice, understanding what the body can do, what's possible, and what's possible for us to control. What can I do with this? Can I do anything with it directly? Can I do something with it indirectly? Both are possible. How do I do that? That's what we learn, right? That's what we're paying attention to in each of the exercises in Wudang Qigong, as well as in any other practice that we're doing. How do I do that is what we're learning. At the foundation is basic anatomy and physiology and our own personal development of that anatomy and physiology. When I started physical stuff, I was a kid. My dad took me swimming, played baseball, basketball. I was tall when I was a kid, and I stopped growing, and everybody else kept going. The effort to do the sports, to play sports, contributed to my wanting to do something else. I was getting older. I wasn't so much interested in playing softball and basketball anymore. I wanted to do something else. What to do? I went to the gym for a little while. It wasn't for me. I started studying dance. I like that. And then after I finished college and went on, and dance was not something that was really accessible or available to me, I looked back at what I had started with Tai Chi, looked for a class, found one, and then rediscovered some of the interests that I had previously in Tai Chi. Found someone who, not the first one, the second one, found someone who actually knew what he was doing, Huang Weilan. Studied Yang style with him and learned so much more about what I could do, what I might be able to do, and what the art required me to do. Once I started studying with Professor Liu Zhang, that whole process just accelerated. There were so many things that I had to pay attention to that I had not really ever thought about. That process, that was my process. Anatomy and physiology, I'm going back to that foundation. Do you know what your body can do? Pretty much. How do we develop that? How do we develop more skills? Each time we practice, we pay attention to what we're doing. We pay attention to how we're doing it. And then we can improve on it. You can't improve on nothing. I'm standing here talking. My movement skills are not going to improve. My ability to analyze my movement skills, yeah, that will improve. But just standing here talking, it's not going to help. It's not. That's a point that I've made repeatedly, and I will make over and over again. You have to do something. It's not, let me talk about this, let me read about this. It's, let's do it. All right, so feet about shoulder width apart, bend the knees, wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. Open the shoulders, hands circle to the front, back around to both sides, up along center line, and stretch out over the legs. Roll up through the back. And again. One more time. Fingertips reach up. Elbows drop down, wrists, hands return to your sides. This stretch I've talked about repeatedly is one that is part of a set that I learned from Huang Weilan. Before that, I had studied dance at college level. And the exercises that we did in both traditional ballet and in modern dance reminded me in several places of what we were doing with Tai Chi. That sequence of movements, dance. You have to learn sequence of movements in dance. Every day. I took class 5 days a week. So every day we had this was one summer, I was in class for 3 hours a day in the morning, 5 days a week. It was fun. It was fun. I was ambitious. All right, so we'd start out, we start out with a warm-up. In dance, most of the time, a warm-up is a bar set in ballet. In modern, we did a lot of floor work, different floor sets. to stretch the legs, to open the back, to stretch the arms, to strengthen the body so that we could do some of the moves that we're being given. Because most of the things that we do are not, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze in a minute, I think. Most of the things that we do are not average. We don't, especially in the martial sets, in the martial arts sets, if we're paying attention to the martial arts, this is not something that we do just walking down the street. So, the idea of meeting your opponent as if walking is not the idea that we walk down the street with, I'm a martial artist, taped on our sleeves. It's the idea that if something happens, if we have to do something, we don't get tense, we don't get nervous, we don't get excited, we don't get upset. It's as if we're just walking. Light, easy, and effective. It's very effective. Being able to do that takes practice, takes skill, and it takes considerable development of that physical body to know what you can do and then be able to do it. All right? In this stretch that we're doing at the very beginning, in dance, and I'm going to turn this way. In dance, we had a set, this is from modern dance, right? That goes up and down, similar, not the same, similar to what we just did. So this is parallel first. I'll get my toes straight. This is parallel first. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Open the spine. Keep the chest in. Don't stick it out. Roll down. Start at the top of the head. Roll down through the neck spine. Tuck your chin. Keep going. One vertebra at a time. Keep going. Roll down. It's going to take a minute. It is. Relax while you're there. Pay attention to each vertebra. Not the whole back. You're not bending at the waist. You're bending through the back. Each vertebra. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm about halfway down through the mid-back. I'm going to get to my waist here in a minute. I am. Okay? I'm still going. It is pull up and in through the abs. Open the lower back. Open through the tail of the spine. Open the tailbone. Roll over the legs. Keep going. Oh, keep going. All the way down. My knees are bent just a little bit. Not a lot. All the way down. I'm still going. A little bit more. Just a little bit more. All right, straighten the legs a little bit, not a lot. You don't want too much stress on the legs, right? All right, and start back up. Drop the tailbone. Pull up through the legs. Keep going. Yes, the arms are just hanging. Keep going. Okay, keep going. Nice and easy. Rebuild the spine. All right, each vertebra stacks up on each vertebra below it. A lot of strength through the abs. Pull in and up. Keep the shoulders relaxed as you pull up. The shoulders don't have to do anything for this. Let them. Almost. I'm just above the mid-back. Almost up to the next spine. Here we go. There we go. Up we go. Keep going. Relax through it. Straighten the head. And stop. That takes some work. I made it look easy. I wanted to look easy. But it does take a little bit of work to move slowly, to pay attention to each vertebra. You have to know where they are. You have to know. It's not well, maybe this, maybe that. If you're going to work this exercise, you have to know. It was one of the requirements. Anatomy and physiology, anatomy at least, was one of the requirements for a college level dance. It is. You have to know what your body can do. What have I got? What am I working with? Which muscle do I need for this? Which muscle do I not need? What can relax? What needs to move? What needs to hold? All of that comes into play. The same is true for any martial art that we're practicing. In the Qigong sets, feet about shoulder width apart, hands circle to the front, back around to both sides. Up along the center line. Extend out. Bend through the hips, not through the waist. Reach out and over. Stretch through the back and the stretch through the back of the leg, stretch through the spine. Stretch through the arms. Everything is working. The arms are engaged. Fingertips reach up. Now, elbows drop down. Fingertips drop down. Follow the fingertips down. Roll down through the spine. Keep going. And extend out. Reach up. Elbows drop down. Wrists, hands return to your sides. As we come back up, there's a bit of an arch through the back. So this idea of a circle that is going up in this direction is what we want. Okay, so this circle and this circle. We are part of the, as we're practicing, we are part of that circle. The goal in that exercise is that the movement should be as round as possible. It's not flat. It's not up and down. It's round. It goes out, comes back. It goes out and it comes back. That direction of movement and flow of movement is different than what I did in the dance set. I went straight down and I wanted to come straight back up. One contributes to the ability to do the other. The holding strength that I need to develop works with both exercises. The insight to what my back can do. What can my spine do? Because not everybody can do that. Okay? I am well aware. I'm roll down again. I said I'm going to go faster. All right. My knees are bent just a little bit. Hands are flat on the floor. All right. And I'm back up. I am very well aware that not everybody can do that. Mm-mm. I had to build up the skill to do that. I had to keep the flexibility in my hips. Okay? If I let my hips go, I would not be able to do that. And there are times when my legs are stiff that I have to warm up in order to get there. It's part of how we develop the skill. If I am bending through the waist, I will not get my hands to the floor. Won't happen. Won't happen. It has to come through the hip. Knowing that, what do I need to pay attention to? Holding through the abs, keeping my hip and my leg separated. So pull up the hip, allow the leg to extend. Keeping the lower back open and well supported so that my legs can extend. Right? And making sure that I have this, I need a waist girdle, whatever you want to call it. There's a set of muscles that goes across here, and comes around. That all needs to hold in. This holds up. The back holds in and up. Shoulders stay down and open. The chest doesn't stick out, but it doesn't drop in either. That posture and holding through the sides, pulling up here, that keeps my torso well supported so that my legs can do what my legs do. They don't have to do all the work all by themselves. That distinction and the ability to do it is something that I started with and learned from dance. I played sports. I was already had an athletic inclination. Dance gave me skills to refine the movements and to develop the understanding of what my body would do. Tai Chi and my ongoing studies have given me skills that I can practice, that I can continually develop. There's no, let me say it this way. Even if I could not today put my hands flat on the floor, I could work on developing that skill. Being what my ability is does not have to stop me from trying. And that is key to what we want to be able to do. I'm checking my hips and my legs before I do this, right? It makes a difference. It does. All right. So, and I should do the shoulders too. This warm up, right? I was going to talk about warm ups. This is kind of a warm up. So, yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I keep going. Different. The cross to the back and side kick. That set is foundation set. It's basic. Being able to do it. Set, right? Which hand? This one can go first. This one can go first. Pick one. It's foundation. I've not seen any martial art that doesn't have something that's very similar to what I just did. I haven't. Everybody has a big straight punch, pull it back. Straight punch, pull it back. Elbow. Yes, we do. All right, step elbow. That idea that exists. What am I doing? Now, I have to pay attention to my foot. Yes. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing with my hands. Mm-hmm. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing with my back. Because this doesn't come from the hand, it comes from the back, right? It's and the waist and the foot and a couple other places. That combination of effort through the whole body to deliver whatever it is I'm going to deliver. Cloud hands. Should be soft. It should have the appearance of floating. It's not, but it should. And as I try and sink lower, there's more effort required through the back of my leg. Now, I'm putting a little bit too much weight. I just shifted back. I put a little bit too much weight on my knees, right? Here. Pay attention to the knees. This is going to put weight on the knees. This is going to put weight on the knees. Keep the back straight. Use the muscles in the back of the leg. Right? No. So, not leaning, which muscles to use, how do I work the core, how do I manage the coordination? What's really going on here? Is it side to side, no, it's not, it's a circle. And there's more. There's more beyond, there's application in cloud hands. That was cloud hands from Yang style Tai Chi. Being able to do that movement. Understanding what it is I'm doing. So I can do this. This is cloud hands. Right? This is still cloud hands from Yang style Tai Chi. This is still cloud hands from Yang style Tai Chi. This looks a little different, doesn't it? Same. The extent of movement changes. The level of effort and the level of skill required changes. Holding strength changes. It doesn't take nearly as much for me to hold my weight in this stance. Keep the hips open, turn through the waist. It takes a little bit more effort to do this one, right? It does. And that idea, yeah, I'm still going, that idea that the extent of the movement, what we're trying to do, what we might be able to do, and how we extend that through our physical body, right? The physical movements depends on knowing the physical body. There's no other way. If I understand that I'm going to do outward kick, I'll do it in both directions. If I understand let me do that one more time. That was better. All right. Yeah, no, I haven't done practice. You know, more practice, right? I have to be able to do that. I have to be able to bring my leg up. I do. That's why I put my hand here. I'm trying to kick my hand. So I have to be able to get the leg far enough. If I can drop the hand to make it easier, right? big circle. Ideally, my leg comes up a little bit higher. Okay, I'm here. I'm here. I'd rather be up here. I'd rather have the kick be up here. I would, but it's not there today. So that idea, huh? I know how to do this move. I know what I have to engage. I know what the limitations I have today are. I know what the movement should be. And I know what the gap is between what I'm able to do today and what that movement should be. In order to do what I just said, so my foot's up here, not over here, I need to stretch. I need to do floor stretches. I need to do a lot more stretching to open up the hip and the lower back. I need to do some work on my abs. I need to build up strength in my lower abs as well as holding strength through the upper body. It matters because the back is doing most of the work for that sweep. It's not my leg. It's not my leg. It's my back. It's right here. Right there. For this side, it'd be over here on the other side, right? Understanding that's how your leg gets up and that's how you move it around isn't it's something that I learned from dance and I got better at it as I studied martial arts. I knew where the muscles were because I had worked at that. I practiced that. Miss Tanya in ballet class, Titania Dugodovska. Yes, yes, she was. About this side. From here, straight up, double turn, straight down. She was that good. The instruction she gave, you will learn to love your pain. But it hurts. Hey, well, nobody's going to hold your leg for you. Yeah, you got to put it up there and leave it there. Keep it there. That's your job, not mine. That skill that she asked us to acquire. That was that's why we were in class, to learn it, right? Those skills contributed tremendously to my skills in Tai Chi. I had to learn the difference. This is dance and this is Tai Chi. I had to learn the difference. But the physiological connections, the understanding of basic anatomy, which muscle groups do I need to use, which muscle groups can relax for right this second because I don't need them right now. Okay? What do I need to use? White crane spreads its wings. What do I need to use? That's from Wudang style Tai Chi, right? White crane spreads its wings. Brush knee. There's several moves through there. That connection and the dynamic through the movement is something that I first learned in dance. As I developed my skills in Tai Chi, I used that connection, I used those skills to better engage with my movements so that what I was doing in each movement was more complete and more full. As I started learning other arts, as I started learning more, particularly after I met Professor Liu and started learning Chinese, that that changed all sorts of things. That language skill does matter. It does. The skills that I learned, the opportunities that he offered for learning. Now, going back to Miss Tanya, you will learn to love your pain. Okay? The idea that we must, in Chinese, chiku, nihui chiku, to eat bitter. Do you know what it means to pay attention to something? Even when your muscles hurt, even when it seems like it's beyond what you can do, but you do it anyway. And you keep doing it until finally you can do it well. No chikuma. That idea is not something that I've heard outside China. It's not. There's the no pain, no gain. It's not the same. It's absolutely not the same idea. The question isn't how much pain can you endure. The question is what you're learning, what you're developing, the skills that you acquire through what you're doing. If it doesn't matter to you, you won't learn it. No chikuma. Pay attention to all of these things as we practice, as we develop the skills, as we begin to understand what that practice can give us and what we need to give to that practice in order to have those benefits. I appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much. I will be back again. Bye.